On this AVNation special, we sit down with VITEC and Exterity talking about the acquisition, what it means for clients, and what it means for dealers. All that and more next on this AVNation special.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is an AVNation special. VITEC acquires Exterity. Mr. Mowbray with AVNation with an AVNation special, taking a look at a merger and acquisition that came our way about a month or so ago. Real quickly, VITEC has acquired Exterity to create, quote unquote, the global IPTV and digital signage powerhouse. From the release itself, VITEC, a worldwide leader in IP video streaming solutions, today announced the strategic acquisition of Exterity Limited, the award-winning market-leading provider of integrated IPTV, digital signage, and user engagement technologies. With us to talk about this merger and acquisition, first and foremost, an old friend of this program and of AVNation, Colin Farker from Exterity. Welcome, sir.
Hi, Tim. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, bud. And also with us, a gentleman I got to meet today, Mark Diadio, Senior VP for VITEC. Welcome, sir.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Nice to meet you, bud. So let's merger and acquisitions, not uncommon in this space. Certainly, from an economic standpoint and an economist standpoint, we expect to see a number of these throughout 2021 and quite frankly into 22 as the dust settles from the pandemic. This one, though, is interesting again because we've known Colin for a long time. We've known Exterity for a long time. Certainly, we're familiar with VITEC. So, Mark, we'll start with you on this. From VITEC's standpoint and your leadership as well as your customers, why does this merger and acquisition make sense?
Well, we were very aware of Exterity in the market, but oddly enough, we haven't really bumped heads with each other. We sell to IPTV to different types of customers. So from a customer point of view, nothing changes right away, but ultimately we're going to have a converged platform, a converged solution to offer to customers. Geographically speaking, VITEC has been very strong in IPTV in the Americas, specifically North America. As Colin will attest to, Exterity's strength as far as geography has been in Europe and Middle East and Africa. So I think that the combination of the company is really a true marriage in the sense that there are strengths for both sides that complement each other, both geographically and from an offering point of view. Ultimately, the solutions will be converged and we'll be offering the best from both companies to customers. So I really see it as a win-win long-term for customers, for sure.
Colin, Mark made mention the fact that you guys really didn't hit head-to-head in a lot of areas. For Exterity and for their customers, why does this make sense on your side?
It's been interesting, Tim. 2020 was a tough year. Exterity was, despite that, did very well. We're quite successful. And I was looking forward to continuing my Exterity's journey, with the success that we've had, the strong presence in the market. We really were, looking forward to an exciting future. And then I had a conversation with Philippe Wetzel, who is the chief exec and founder of VITEC. And in that conversation, it suddenly struck me that the combination of the two companies, as Philippe was outlining, it really could have make a huge difference and really have a big impact on the market. And so it felt like a really great opportunity, both from a kind of presence point of view. I think we complement each other really well. From a technology point of view, we have a strong set of largely complementary products, which allows us to address more of our customers' sort of project needs, which I think is a good thing. But also, the combination, I'll get the numbers wrong, so I'll apologise now, but the combination of the companies gives us something like, I want to say 200 plus engineers. I think, is that right, Mark?
I think, yeah, correct. It's more than 200 engineers.
More than 200, who are all dedicated to IPTV, digital signage, encoding, streaming technologies. And that gives us the opportunity to create, not just deliver great solutions that we have today, but also be well placed for the future of the market. And so we're able to really embrace and drive forward as technologies evolve and satisfy the needs of our customers. So for me, it felt like a really great fit. And I have to say, I've been now part of VITEC for 2 months and been really pleased with the way that the integration of the two companies is going, the cultural fit between the organisation. We are making great progress, and I'm really pleased with the outcomes that we've had to date, and what I expect to see going forward over the coming months.
Mark, you mentioned the fact that VITEC has been really successful in the Americas. Exterity has gotten a lot of traction outside of the Americas. They do have some traction here. Talk about that combination then, and you mentioned the converged solutions, not only from an engineering standpoint, I do want to get to that, but also from a support and coverage standpoint, whether that be sales or technical support globally now, because you have two organizations who really can cover the earth with an IPTV and digital signage solution.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a very strong support team in the U.S., which includes sales and technical support. We actually, to speak specifically about the U.S. for a minute, we focus on certain vertical markets where we've had success in the U.S. The federal government space, also sports arenas, sports and entertainment. A new area that and broadcast. A new area that we're going into is enterprise space, which is an area actually corporate enterprise that Exterity has a bit more experience maybe than VITEC does. So we benefit from that experience. As Colin mentioned, VITEC is very much a technology-driven company. Before the acquisition, I think we had, certainly more than 100 R&D engineers. Most of those engineers are in Europe, so we have engineering offices in Paris, which is our corporate headquarters, in Israel, in Germany, and also a small team in Russia. So we have quite a global engineering team that are working together, and adding the expertise from Scotland, and I believe Portugal is also an area where there's an engineering center, will be quite interesting. So I covered a lot. I kind of slipped over into Europe and engineering, but VITEC is very much an engineering-driven company historically, so it's hard for me not to go that direction.
Absolutely. Colin, let's talk about that for a second. What does this mean? You mentioned the fact that you guys have now combined over 200 engineers. When it comes to the actual customers that are supporting these systems, what does that mean to them? Not today, not tomorrow. Obviously, this acquisition is only a month or so old. What does that mean in 12 months' time? What does that mean in 18 months' time to them?
I think one of the areas, certainly an area that I'm bringing a lot of energy in just now, is understanding how our larger corporate customers are bringing their facilities together, and what things we can do to help them, support, this, I guess, the evolving workplace requirements, where we're having to, more offices, more remote offices, more people working from home, and help to facilitate more of that. So there's, getting material, content, digital signage, information out to all these locations effectively. We benefit from a lot of the broadcast technologies which the VITEC team developed, which allow us to very effectively extend the a lot of our access sites would be kind of existing on a single site or location. And although we have customers who will boot that and replicate that in multiple sites, often these are all standalone islands almost of technology, and they're not looking at how they can take material from one location to another and manage that effectively. So just as an example, some of the products, there's a great channel link product from VITEC. This is a simple example that helps us effectively deliver content across multiple sites, and securing and protecting that content with things like SRT. And that type of capability extends the reach of the Exterity solution, embraces both sets of products to create a more complete solution, for the customer. So that's important. I think also, the reality for us is that technologies around encoding and video streaming are moving forward. People are looking for, higher resolutions, lower bit rates, more effective, management of content, careful management of who's accessing, who's using, and a lot of this sort of very forward-looking technologies in an area where VITEC has a particular specialisation, and we're going to benefit from that as we're developing some fundamental IP around all this sort of streaming technologies, which ultimately benefit our customers. Use their network more effectively, manage all this content which is out there, which they want to take advantage of, but equally don't want that content to overwhelm the networking and compute resources within the organisation. So, whole range of things that we start to be able to do and do more effectively for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, really quickly, how does this change, if anything, go-to-market strategy for you two as a group, right? As you guys, as VITEC brings Exterity in under the umbrella, but also how does it change, if it does, the go-to-market strategy for your customers, the folks that are deploying and selling these solutions?
I think that at the end, there's going to be a lot more support for them to deploy the solutions, both in the Americas and in Europe. We have a pretty big team already in Europe, VITEC, and the addition of Exterity team. And in the U.S. as well, we have a pretty big team in the U.S. supporting VITEC, and now we have we've brought on some Exterity folks over in Exterity Inc., the U.S. office, who've converged with our U.S. team. So I think just having a larger organization to support the customers is a pretty big deal. Again, we have quite a few field application engineers in the U.S. And support engineers. And we have different programs that we'll probably adopt for Exterity in the U.S. and probably as well globally. So I think it's all overall a positive thing.
Very good. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Colin Parker from VITEC now, formerly we know
Exterity,
Exterity by VITEC. Is it by VITEC or of VITEC?
A VITEC company.
All right, a VITEC company. Well, Colin, thank you so much, sir. How do people still connect with you, or they want to learn more about the Exterity side?
So today, still connect with Exterity through our website, www.exterity.com.
All right, very good. Mark, very nice to meet you, sir. Even though it's virtually, I'm sure at some point in the next 5 to 10 years we'll meet somewhere in person.
Absolutely.
How do people get a hold of you or VITEC?
www.vitec.com. VITEC.
All right, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Colin. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv. Find programs like this and a host of others, including our 2 weeklies. One is called AV Week, looks at the commercial side of the AV industry, and the other is Resi Week, looks at the residential side. All that and more at AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.